Hey, greetings, everyone. This is State Building Code Council Technical Advisory Group for September 26, 2024. Can we please take roll?
All righty, Chair Primary Todd Bayruther.
Here.
Thank you. For the alternate, Roger Haringa. And I don't see them in the audience today. Architect Primary Joe Mayo. Not seen in the audience. The alternate Che Fortaleza. I see she just popped on and the audio's not quite up. I'll come back to Che and Joe as well. Building official primary Tim Woodard.
Here.
Thank you. For the alternate Steve Belzak.
Present.
Thank you. Fire Services Representative Primary Lance Dahl. Not seeing in the audience today. Cities and Counties Primary Hoyt Jeter.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. For Affordable Housing Representative Primary Todd Sullivan. Not seeing here today. For General Contractor or Developer Primary Bill Mybush. I don't see him in attendance. For Manufacturer / Supplier Primary Brian Horstman. Don't see them in the room. For Structural Engineer Primary Joshua Mergens.
Here.
Thank you. For the alternate Trent Tinney. Don't see them in the list. For Persons with Disability / Accessibility Experts Primary Michael Shaw.
Present, but I will have to leave after the first hour today. My apologies.
Gotcha. Let me make a quick note on that. Okay, for the Building Owner Property Manager Primary Brett Conway. I don't see them in the room today. General Public Subject Matter Expert Primary Michael Barth. Michael, I see you in the room, but if you're speaking, you're muted.
Sorry, it wasn't unmuting. I'm here.
No worries. Thank you. For the alternate, Leah Summer.
I'm here.
Thank you. For State Enforcement Agency Primary Paul Clark.
Here.
Thank you. And the Fire Protection Engineer Primary Andy Leonto. I don't see them in the audience today. Circling back, Architect Primary Joe Mayo.
Present.
Thank you. And the alternate Che Fortaleza.
Present. I'm only here until for the first 45 minutes, so I need to step out at 2:45.
Got you. Thank you, guys.
Make a dusting.
Quick count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are one shy of a quorum today, folks.
Okay.
So we can't take action on stuff, but we certainly can go over what we have on the agenda.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And when we reach quorum, we can do that. Let's skip over then.
I see Brett Conway just popped on. I think that might give us the quorum. Yes, Brett, if you can acknowledge your presence here today, we will establish quorum with you.
I'm here.
Thank you, Brett.
Welcome, Brett.
Welcome. Sorry.
In the day, thank you. Okay, agenda item 2, then review and approve the agenda. Can we have a motion to approve, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
Can
All
I,
in favor?
just as a point of order, as we're making motions, could we make sure to state our names?
Oh, yeah, and normally I try to do, okay.
That was Brett started it.
And then
Hoyt Jeter seconded.
Gotcha. Thank you, Hoyt.
Okay, now any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so approved. Item 3, review and approve the minutes for September 12th. We hear a motion to approve while we skim the screen.
Make a motion to approve. This is Tim.
Hoy Jeter, second.
Thank you. Okay, any proposed edits? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Right.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so approved. Thank you. Item number 4, any public comment on items down the agenda, and then I'll use this also to retroactively welcome everyone, and if you just want to be recognized, this is okay now too. Okay. Hearing none, we will go right into our item 5 for the review of the proposals, and Dustin, I assume and believe you'll be able to help lead us through this.
Yes, so I guess the main point of today's meeting is to prep for the work that we've been expecting to come down after our initial review of existing amendments, significant changes, and we've gone through the proposal submittal period, and at the last council meeting, proposals were directed back down to the tag. So staff is still organizing all the accepted proposals. We are working to make responses back out to proponents, and for the most part, most proposals are accepted. We only have a couple stragglers that are rejected, and still waiting on those to come back in. We have a couple more days on that time period. And the meat and potatoes of what I want to talk about is kind of how we review the proposals, just as kind of setting a process that everybody can kind of expect and try to follow, as in help staff as well to produce the reports that we have to produce at the end of the process here. So, our primary task here is to evaluate the proposals and make a recommendation for adoption or a recommendation for not adoption, and then we submit that information up to the committees, and then they kind of similarly make the same determinations, make some recommendations, and then submit that up to the council. And at that point, the council will deliberate and vote to file a CR 102 based on these recommendations that we're putting forward to them. So having a lot of information come out as a result of these meetings is important for some of our reports that we're doing. As part of our CR 102, we are including a rationale statement for each proposal or code change, everything that's in there. And as we make motion, or I guess let me back up just a little bit before we get to the CR 102 process. But as we evaluate each proposal, I am going to ask that the members of the group make a motion on each proposal as we move forward. I would like to begin those voting on those motions with a voice vote. If there's opposition, we'll take a roll call vote. And as part of discussion after a motion is made, I'm asking that we kind of talk about the rationale for why we are making the recommendation. That way staff can kind of draft the rationale statements for our CR 102 as we go through the process. Another portion of our work that we're trying to do in reports that go to the committee and the council are minority reports, where if we have dissension on a particular proposal, we are looking for some rationale on the dissension as to why the thought is that it is not a good proposal to adopt. As we make motions on each proposal, it is what I'm looking for is to have 3 kind of motions recommended or made, where the tag group will make a recommendation to adopt via motion. If they make a recommendation to modify, I would like to circle back, discuss modifications, and make a motion to adopt the modified version. If we make a motion to not adopt and that gets approved, we would be done with this particular proposal. Same for if we make a recommendation to adopt or adopt as modified. Once we make those motions and pass them, we'll move on from the proposals. And I think that covers the primary task of evaluating those. I want to talk a little bit more about how we're engaging with the proponents and making sure everybody's prepared for these meetings. So we have all the proposals. Those are going to get posted here. I'm a little behind on getting the IBC, IEBC list 100% ready for posting. We're pretty much there. I'm kind of trying to hash out a schedule, which is the next portion of this meeting, is kind of setting our schedule and talking about what we're moving with on that one. But as the staff, we want to notify the proponents a week ahead of time to let them know that their proposal is intended to be heard at a certain meeting. Looking at our total number of proposals, we have 62 for this for these two codes, for the IBC and IEBC. And breaking that down to get that done prior to the November meeting, it looks like we have about 6 meetings that we need to have, and that breaks down to about 9 proposals, excuse me, a meeting that have to be looked at and moved in some form or fashion to get the work done. So as just a pre-planning tactic, I've just subdivided the proposal into groups of 9, and then where those divisions fall, I'm trying to make a division north or south of that number to make sure that proposals that are within at least the same chapter are covered at the same meeting. And there should be some room at the end of the process so that if we have any like overflow or things that need to come back to, that we can place those at the end of the meeting. But I'd like to try to kind of finalize them as we get through them, moving through them. So at this point, I'd like to pause, and I see a hand from Hoyt, and I'd like to ask anybody else if they have comments, questions, concerns, and I'll open it to Hoyt.
Yeah, this is just real quick. When you go to like the full council and stuff, do you want us or some of us, like some of us have proposals into, as you know, we did some, to be at that meeting to help defend it? Or is this more, you'll take control over all the proposals and either defend them or not? I'm not sure how that works.
So on that one, I guess proposals that were asked for by the tag and submitted on behalf of the tag, I would be more than happy, and I think that Todd and Roger, as the chair and vice chair of the group, can discuss what was discussed and approved by the tag. If you have submitted a proposal on behalf of another organization or on behalf of yourself, I will tell you, like I tell every other person who wants to make rules through the SBCC, that at whatever meeting that proposal is going to go through, it's a good idea to be present just in case there's questions, or if there's changes that you don't agree with, to at least comment on those and have the opportunity to interact with them. So if as a tag member, if you want to be present at the committee meeting, it's more than allowed. Same thing at the council meeting. And, you know, if there's discussion on a particular proposal that you have more specialized knowledge on and you think is worthy of contributing to the conversation, the public comment is always welcome. Even though you're part of the tag, it would be, you know, outside of the council members, so you wouldn't be part of our panelist group, and we probably just look for a hand raising for the comment, and the chair typically will call you as is needed for that. So I welcome everybody to join all the meetings, but it's not necessarily required. Did I get it for you, Hoyt?
Oh, sorry, I muted each time. Oh, absolutely. I was just curious how, if that was something that, I mean, I assume the agendas will be sent to us also, like you send it out to all the applicants, or do we have to go to the website and find it?
No. So as part of well, I guess for the committee meetings and council meeting agendas, if you're not part of our Gov Delivery group list, I would encourage you to sign up for that. If you go to our homepage and scroll down, we have a link there to sign up for Gov Delivery. And so any meeting that happens within the SBCC, if you're signed up for Gov Delivery, you'll get the notice via that service. And as far as proponent notification, that's going to be kind of a separate system we're running where our staff is going to reach out and just make another courtesy mailing for that in case the folks are not signed up to our Gov delivery service. So and then if you have no clue what's going on with the and you're just tuning in, if you just look at our events page and you can see which meetings are going to be handling which proposals. I'll work to get some of that stuff built into the website here as we have the ability to do so. But as far as postings on the website, we're looking to have things out about a week in advance, outside of an initial mailing of a preliminary schedule for the proposals. I know that some of them will take longer than others, and favorite saying of mine that I think is apt is man plans and God laughs. So we can make a plan, but that will likely shift a little bit as we move on through the process. So with that, is there anything else about kind of what we're looking to do as far as the rules of engagement for working with the proposals here today? See, everybody's muted and I'm not seeing any hands come up. So I will move on to, I guess, agenda item number 6 here. And Brett, do you have a hand up?
Yeah, sorry for to unmute. Yeah, just confirming my knowledge of how this works. There is no future time in the process of adoption for any other proposals to be submitted. Is that true? Like after?
Yeah, you're correct on that one. As far as the group one, so in previous code cycles, the IBC has been split into 2 different groups. So proposals could come in on, I believe it's the structural and then the non-structural side were split into the 2. And so there was some room for that. But in the case on the way this code cycle was set up, proposals on the IBC for the 2024 cycle adoption will be closed. Now, with some new legislation that passed this year, there is opportunity for an intervening code adoption cycle that has to be voted on by the council before it can be engaged. And that is only allowed to happen 12 months after implementation, and then must complete 18 months after the implementation date. And so there's an opportunity there if there is something that is a emergency concern. There's some room for some modifications to come in that way. But as far as like the normal rulemaking process that I think most people are most familiar with, the submittal period is closed for that. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Hey, Dustin, this is Sandy, just confirming my attendance. I was late and just joined at the 11-minute mark.
Okay, I gotcha, Andy. I've got the attendance updated and
Thank
we're
you.
good to go. Thank you. All right. So on to the schedule part of this. I wasn't able to quite line out which proposals I was thinking should go where, but as I mentioned, we have about 9 proposals we need to get through each meeting. And I got through scheduling through October 24th on some of these. And I guess talking about the dates here, I would like to continue the dates or the days to be on Thursday with some flexibility for folks who might not be able to make it. I guess, does the group here have any issues that they're aware of with having meetings on Thursdays? And then, Tim?
Thanks for seeing I got unmuted before I was even able to raise the hand. Yes, so I just know coming up in October, there's going to be the ICC code hearings as well as the WABO business meetings. So, there'll be a lot of members and probably a lot of the different tags that won't be able to go to those 2 weeks.
Well, on the 17th, I definitely am engaged down there at that same WABO
Okay.
meeting, but I'm not planning to attend the entire meeting. If we were going to have it on that Thursday, I was going to ask that we could have an AM meeting so that I can do the guest reports there at WABO. But if Thursdays aren't working for the group, I'm willing to entertain a different day. Maybe we'll hear from Hoyt a little bit and see what might work for the group best.
Yeah, I just have a couple things. There's also the ICC hearings in LA. That's for the whole code process. I'll be gone through that. I think I can make the 24th. Maybe I could get out, but I am testifying on some code changes. And then
Okay.
I apologize on this, but I'm also taking a vacation the end of October. Actually, my wife and I were going to the Galapagos Islands, so we're actually going the basically the end of October 31st, and I won't be back till the 12th of November. So I don't know if that, I mean, you may not need me. If you have enough, then you obviously don't need me, but I just thought I'd let you know my vacation schedule.
So the week of the 24th, you'll be engaged in LA, and then the end of October through early November, you're out of the area for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
and I can always, if I'm not testifying at the ICC hearings, I could jump off and then attend the meetings when I'm down at the ICC hearings. But obviously, when I take the trip to the Galapagos, I have to leave my laptop at home. So I won't be able
Gotcha.
to.
Is there
My
many buildings for you to analyze with your family on vacation there?
just my wife and I and a couple other friends. Trust
Okay.
me, I bring my camera and I take lots of pictures of structure. When I was in Paris, my family left me because of all the pictures I was taking. So I had to meet up with them later. So code violations is what I call them.
31. So the ICC code hearings are the 20th through the 31st. WABO has some stuff on the week of the 17th. I guess let me ask the group, is there a lot of folks that are planning on attending the WABO business meeting there in Vancouver? It's on Thursday and Friday. We could shift that particular day if there's a lot of attendance going to be having issue there. Tim? You're muted, Tim.
Oh, I just raised my hand so you knew that I was one of the ones attending that.
Oh, gotcha. Is anybody else here planning on attending the WABO business meeting?
I wasn't gonna go, but I was hopefully it was remotely just because the other times I'm taking off. So usually I'm very active in Wabo. I was gonna do if remote thing was there, but I was not gonna go actually to the meeting because of other commitments.
Gotcha. Michael, you unmuted?
Yeah, I'm kind of undecided at this point but may or may not.
I think it's a valuable thing for folks to get to. Would it help if we planned on that week shifting to a different day of the week, say Monday through Wednesday at some point?
Definitely help me out.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Let me-
I could do it. I could do it. That too. So
Okay.
I could also.
Go ahead. So
Go ahead.
go ahead, Mike. No, you go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing that I could also. So yeah. No.
Okay.
Oh, you can go.
So on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a presentation with the Southwest chapter of ICC down there as well. They have an event happening. Would Monday work in morning or afternoon? Tuesday, we have a fire tag meeting already scheduled in the afternoon, and so I won't have room for a meeting of this group on the afternoon of that Tuesday. Is there a preference on Monday or Tuesday?
No preference, but I would think Monday afternoon sounds the most appealing to me.
Okay. Hoyt?
yeah, the one thing on Monday in the afternoon, there's a WABO technical advisory group committee. that I'm on, basically going over some of the wobble stuff. Starts at 1. Sorry, Tim, I guess for me, the morning would be better, but, you know, I could see if I actually have to, I could probably get out of the wobble one. So don't base it off me. So,
Okay. Well, go ahead, Tim.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to
I thought I
talk
heard.
there.
Thought I heard. How about we set up for the week of the 17th, Monday in the afternoon, and if we don't have big conflict with the members that are here on that day, we should at least be able to establish quorum, and then if you can get out of the meeting, Hoyt, we would welcome your attendance as well. Does that sound okay for a potential schedule so far?
yeah, that's great for me.
Okay, let me pull the days, the 17th. I believe the 14th. And so the one issue on that particular is that we're shortening the time between the meeting previous. I don't think there's an issue with notifying proponents on there, but if there's any documentation that I need to get ready on that day, I'll be a little hard pressed. So I guess as we get to there, we'll see what's going on, and I'll make a plan of attack on that one. So moving throughout the rest of October, Hoyt, I guess we won't expect you on the 31st through November 7th. And I'm really hoping to be actually done with this work before November 14th. So I guess what I'd be looking for here is a motion from the group to still meet Thursdays from 2 to 4, except for October 14th, where we'll shift that to a Monday, and we'll be 2 to 4 in that afternoon, and go through November 7th on Thursdays outside of October 14th.
Were you also going to do the 17th, Thursday, the 17th?
No,
No.
that, well,
Okay.
one meeting a
Okay.
week, unless we need it, we might, as we go through it, we see, I mean, that's only 3 weeks away. So I'm not
I'm
sure.
just here. I'm just here that day. That's the only reason I thought.
Oh, okay.
If that's all I'm letting you know. It's totally fine, whatever you decide.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for a motion to adopt a schedule. So Thursdays 2 to 4 through November 7th, except on the week of October 14th, we'll shift to the 14th instead of the 17th. Pull up my calendar, make sure my math's good.
So moved. This is Tim.
Tim.
Second, this is Josh Martins.
All right. Todd, do you want to formalize the rest of this vote, or want me to lead it? Okay. Any discussion on the schedule more than what we've got going on right now? Seeing no hands. Oops. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposition? All right. So what we'll do is staff is going to send out a placeholder email to the tag, just so that you can have that on your Outlook calendars, and so those don't get double booked if possible. And then as we go through here for next week, shortly you'll see an email go out, or the proponents will see emails coming to them that let them know that their meeting is coming up. And then you'll see a gov delivery here probably by the end of the week, letting you know that the meeting is scheduled officially. And I think that wraps up item number 6. I'll turn it back over to Todd at this point. Todd, are you with us? Well, since he's unresponsive, could I get a motion to elect a chair pro tem for the last little bit of this meeting?
So moved.
Alrighty.
Josh.
Any nominations, though, I guess is what I need with that motion.
I'm sorry, I would make a motion that Dustin Kerr be our the correct words, our presenter pro tem, or whatever the correct word is. My mistake.
No worries.
Second.
Is Josh and Hoyt correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? Nope. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposition? All right, hear none. I will open it up for other business. Is there any other business from the group here or from the public? If you have some, please raise your hand. Let me look real quick. Looking at our attendance sheet, without, I guess I have a little bit of other business talking about attendance within the tag. We've had some gaps of participation here and there. For the most part, it hasn't affected our generation of a quorum, so I don't see any issue here, but there will be a discussion at the council meeting in October on attendance there. And so anyway, that was all I wanted to quick touch on. If you want to see, I'll share my screen here and you guys can see our tag attendance sheet. Anything shown in yellow is Rosanna, can you let me share real quick? Thank you. Oh, Todd, you're back. I will relinquish chair duties to you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. We're in the other business portion here. We've set the schedule in item 6 and we'll.
Oh, I've been here the whole time. I just
Oh, okay,
couldn't
no
get back
worries.
in.
No worries.
Yeah, I was having
Okay.
trouble. Yeah.
So here's our attendance spreadsheet. I guess I didn't finalize the share. Is everybody seeing the spreadsheet here? So we've got the attendance logged back through the beginning of the year and formulation of this tag. And anything in yellow there just symbolizes a absence. And in the new RCW, 3 absences is potentially grounds for designation as ex officio and reduces the numbers for quorum and just so that business can keep on moving. But like I said earlier, the absences are, shotgun spread out through here. So at any of our meetings that we have had, we haven't had any issues with not being able to get quorum. So everybody's safe, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So no worries on that.
Yeah, and maybe I'll just jump in a little bit there. It's also, for those that haven't been part of the take, sorry, Dustin. There is a difference between the frequent work sessions we've been doing where we're trying to get all hands on and do what we can, right, when we can, to when we start doing real planning on votes and so forth like that, and then we just need to do a little more planning if we're going to be absent, make sure we have our alternate or are communicating that well so that we can actually move the meeting if we need to, or move the vote at least. Yeah.
Yep.
I was just gonna mention, just for my understanding on how that rule works, if you will, if you're absent but you communicate with your alternate to make sure they're there so business can continue as planned, let's say, does that still count towards your 3 in a row, if you will?
So you'll see it marked on this sheet if we show it again, but it's the new RCW kind of rule is more geared towards keeping business moving. So if you've coordinated that your alternates here and business is moving forward, it's not an issue. And I'd say as long as you're not gone for all the tag meetings through the year, it shouldn't. Even then, it wouldn't be an issue. If you have like 5 in a row or something like that, the whole ideas that we can keep business moving forward.
Thanks.
Is it okay if I go, Dustin?
Yeah, go ahead, Hoyt, yeah.
Okay.
Dustin
So what
has-
do I do for me when there's nobody as my alternate and I've just given you the time I'm going on vacation?
So the 3 absences is not like automatic designation as ex officio. I think that our discussion here today to make sure that we're all kind of on board with the meeting schedule accomplishes that. You've let everybody know. We've tried to shift some stuff around to accommodate scheduling. So Hoyt, I'm not concerned that you might be gone for a couple meetings in a row. We should still be able to conduct the business and be okay.
And I think,
but-
Hoyt, as you know,
Okay.
these kind of meetings, it's really technically unexcused absences, right? And in the case here where you can see, Roger and I knew we were going to be gone for a bunch of the meetings. We didn't want to reschedule the rhythm of the meetings just because we were gone. But it's really more now, it's good discussion, Dustin, as we're coming into these votes and are going to start, especially with the new legislation, just like with the energy code, we're going to be very careful as a council on documenting how we did this for any challenges and so forth. It's just good practice.
Yep. So, like I said, nobody's at risk here. So I just share it as informational purpose. And that's all I have for my part of other businesses. Just wanted to touch on that.
The other way to say that, Dustin, is thank you everyone for your service.
Yes, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate all the time that people have put in here. And I look forward to spending some more time with you weekly to do some more work. So everybody's been a joy to work with.
Okay, thank you for that, Dustin. I guess that's probably then leaves the question. Anyone else have any other business or questions you want to raise? Dustin, Rosanna, we're all good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, that was helpful. That was a good prep. Thank you for that. I like that.
You're welcome. And then if you check back later today on the SBCC website on the 2024 code adoption schedule, you'll see the proposals that we have there. I'll have them broken out into potential meetings. I'll also list on the same sheet the potential dates for committee meetings on there as well. I guess one more other thing in other business. So the BFRW committee will have to go over both the fire recommendations and the building and international existing building recommendations. There may not be enough time in one meeting to handle that. And so we're exploring additional committee meetings there towards the end of November or potentially in the middle of what we got going on to kind of space it out, maybe submit a half of the book recommendation and then submit a full book at the November portion. So I don't know, I'll get with the chairs of these tags and discuss what we think is most appropriate on that one. And that's it.
I also think those would be valuable in person if we can try them, but that's kind of outside the scope of the tag here, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, nothing else then. Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
Roger?
Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.